nothing and nobody will ever hurt you again. Imagine standing at the edge of a vast desert under a midnight sky, stars shimmering like ancient runes. A single whispered truth drifts on the wind. Your pain is not your prison. It is your teacher. What if I told you that Carl Jung, the pioneer of modern depth psychology, uncovered a secret so profound that once you grasp it, the concept of suffering loses its sting? Tonight, we embark on a journey into the hidden chambers of the psyche, where the shadows of fear and trauma dissolve in the light of self-knowledge. In this video, we will peel back the layers of conventional wisdom to reveal Jung's timeless insight that hurt exists only where consciousness fails to function. We'll trace the echoes of this revelation from the oracles of Delphi to the sealed chambers of medieval alchemists, discovering how the ancients encoded the path to invulnerability within myths and symbols. Then, we'll unravel Jung's language of archetypes and shadow work, tools that transform wounds into wells of power. Along the way, you'll hear tales of seekers who faced their deepest fears and emerged unscathed, forging inner fortitude that no external force could breach. By the end of our exploration, you'll possess a roadmap for transcending pain, a set of mental rituals to shield your spirit, and an invitation to reclaim your birthright, unbreakable wholeness. Prepare to witness how the universe itself conspires in your healing, and why the only true barrier to your freedom has always been the walls within your mind. Stay with me as we unlock the ancient code that whispers, "Nothing and nobody can ever hurt you again." To truly understand why nothing and nobody will ever hurt you again, we must journey back through the corridors of time, far beyond the sterile halls of modern psychology, into the realm of ancient wisdom where mind and spirit were not separate, but one living mystery. Long before Carl Jung gave a name to the shadow, ancient cultures spoke of an inner darkness that every soul must confront. In the enigmatic texts of the Egyptian Book of the Dead, the soul's passage through the underworld was not merely physical, but deeply psychological. A trial of facing one's fears, guilt, and pain. The Egyptian priests knew that the enemies who might harm you are often reflections of your inner turmoil. Similarly, the Orphic mysteries of Greece taught initiates that to transcend suffering, one must descend into the depths of the self and emerge reborn. Fast forward to the Hermetic traditions of the Middle Ages, where alchemists encoded the transformation of lead into gold as a metaphor for the soul's journey through suffering toward spiritual invincibility. The Nigredo phase, the blackening, symbolized confronting the shadow, the parts of ourselves we fear and deny. This was not a punishment, but an essential purification, a necessary death before rebirth. Yet, as civilizations advanced, this esoteric knowledge was buried beneath layers of dogma and fear. The Enlightenment sought to separate reason from mystery and mind from spirit, leaving the modern psyche fragmented and vulnerable. Jung entered this fractured world and dared to speak again of the dark side within, an echo of ancient truths that had been dismissed as superstition. His pioneering work revealed that the wounds we carry are not inflicted by external forces alone, but by the unacknowledged parts of ourselves that remain hidden. This knowledge has been obscured not by chance, but because it challenges the very structures that keep us dependent on external validation and fear. To know that nothing and nobody can hurt you is to claim sovereignty over your inner kingdom, a revolution quietly feared by those who profit from division and weakness. In this video, we reclaim that forgotten lineage, unveiling the philosophical and mystical roots of Jung's insight, and prepare to step boldly into the power it grants. For this is not merely psychological theory, it is an ancient, sacred truth reborn for the seeker ready to be truly free. Imagine a fortress, impenetrable, unmoving, untouched by any arrow, blade, or storm. This fortress is your true self, hidden deep beneath the shifting sands of fear, pain, and past wounds. Jung's profound statement, "Nothing and nobody will ever hurt you again," is not a promise made lightly. It is the revelation of an inner citadel that can never be breached, once you learn how to find it, and more importantly, how to dwell within it. At the heart of Jung's insight lies the concept of the shadow, the dark, often rejected parts of your psyche. These are the memories, emotions, and impulses you have banished to the unconscious because they were too painful, shameful, or terrifying to face. Yet, these shadows hold the keys to your freedom. Imagine your emotional pain as shadows cast by an unseen fire. When you deny their existence, they loom larger, darker, controlling your every move. But the moment you turn toward the fire, toward that hidden pain, and bring it into the light of consciousness, those shadows begin to dissolve. The pain does not disappear overnight, but its power to wound you fades because you are no longer running from it. You become the witness, the master, not the victim. This process is not about denying reality or pretending harm never occurred. It is a deeper alchemy, transforming wounds into wisdom, chains into wings. Jung calls this individuation, the sacred journey of integrating every fragment of yourself, light and dark, into a harmonious whole. Think of a mirror clouded by dust. For a long time, you may mistake the dust for the mirror itself, blaming the world for your blurred vision. But when you clean the mirror, when you face your shadow, your true self begins to shine through, clear and unassailable. But how exactly does this shield of the self become impenetrable? The answer lies in recognizing that what truly harms us is not the external blow, but the internal story we tell about it. The insult, the betrayal, the rejection, these are only as painful as the meaning we assign them. And that meaning, hidden in the depths of our unconscious, can be rewritten. Jung's wisdom whispers a radical truth. When you stop identifying with your wounds, when you stop feeding the narrative of victimhood, you reclaim your power. You become the sovereign of your inner world, immune to attack because you no longer give pain a throne inside your mind. Yet this transformation is mysterious and delicate. It requires courage, an almost sacred recklessness, to face what you have long avoided. And that is the journey we are about to explore more deeply. What ancient secrets lie in the darkness of your shadow? What powers awaken when you stop fearing the hurt and start embracing your wholeness? And how can this ancient wisdom become your daily armor in a world hungry for control? These are the questions that lead us onward, into the hidden heart of Jung's teaching, a place where nothing and nobody can ever hurt you again. Now, let us delve deeper into the labyrinth of Jung's psyche, where paradoxes reside like hidden treasures and myths intertwine with truth. This is not a simple journey. It is a confrontation with the enigmatic dance of light and shadow within you. One of the most misunderstood ideas in Jungian thought is the nature of the shadow itself. Far from being merely the dark side or negative traits to purge, the shadow is an integral part of your wholeness. It holds not only your fears and wounds, but also your unrealized potential, your primal vitality, and your creative spark, all locked away because they were once too overwhelming for the conscious mind. To reject the shadow is to live a fractured life, forever vulnerable because your psyche is divided, like a kingdom at war with itself. But to embrace it is to reclaim that lost energy, to become whole and unbreakable. Here lies the paradox. The very parts of you that once seemed dangerous, shameful, or hurtful, when integrated, become sources of strength and resilience. Imagine fire, once feared for its destruction, now harnessed to forge the sword of your spirit. Yet, many stumble here, trapped by the myth that healing means erasing pain or becoming a flawless being. Jung teaches us that healing is not about perfection, it is about acceptance. It is about holding your darkness and light simultaneously, knowing they are two sides of the same cosmic coin. This integration dissolves the illusion of separation between you and others. When you see your shadow, you begin to recognize it in others, no longer as enemies or threats, but as fellow travelers in the human experience. This recognition defangs hostility, deflates judgment, and opens the door to compassion. The hurt you feared loses its grip because it no longer arrives as a foreign invader, but as a familiar echo of your hidden self. Ancient traditions knew this well. The Gnostics spoke of the pleroma, the fullness of light and darkness united. The alchemists sought the conjunctio oppositorum, the sacred marriage of opposites. Jung's psychology is the modern map to these ancient mysteries. Another profound insight Jung offers is the role of projection. When we are unaware of our shadow, we project our disowned qualities onto others, blaming them for our pain. This externalization keeps us trapped, a puppet to our unconscious wounds. But when we reclaim these projections, when we look inward and own our hidden parts, we shatter the spell. At this moment, a profound freedom arises. No outside force can wound you without your consent. This is the secret of Jung's declaration. Nothing and nobody will ever hurt you again. But what of trauma so deep, so raw that even the mind resists facing it? Jung understood that some shadows are like locked chests with seals only broken in stages, through dreams, symbols, and sometimes divine grace. The unconscious communicates in riddles, inviting you into a dialogue where healing is a gradual unveiling rather than a sudden cure. In this sacred unfolding, myths become living guides. The hero's journey is not about conquering the world, but about descending into the underworld of your soul, facing dragons of despair, and returning with the elixir of wisdom. By embracing your shadow, you transcend victimhood and awaken the alchemist within. The wounds that once bled become the very source of your transformation, your immortality. The path is winding, mysterious, and deeply personal, but the destination is clear. A state of being where pain no longer has dominion, where your inner fortress stands unshaken by storms. We will now move from the realm of theory into practice, where this ancient wisdom becomes alive and tangible. How do you begin to embody this invulnerability in your daily life? How do you make Jung's profound truth your living reality? That is the journey ahead. Now that we have traversed the depths of Jung's profound insights, it is time to bring this ancient wisdom down from the realm of theory into the vibrant landscape of your everyday life. Because knowing that nothing and nobody will ever hurt you again is not a distant ideal. It is a living possibility, waiting to be awakened within you. The first step begins with awareness, the simple yet profound act of witnessing your own inner world without judgment. Each time a painful emotion, a critical thought, or a harsh judgment arises, pause and acknowledge it. Instead of turning away or blaming others, turn inward and ask, what part of me is speaking through this? What hidden wound or fear is seeking recognition? This practice of mindful self-observation is the gateway to encountering your shadow. It requires courage, the courage to face what has long been hidden in the shadows of your psyche. Like a miner digging for gold, you must patiently and gently uncover these buried parts. One powerful technique Jung himself recommended is active imagination. This is not mere daydreaming, but a conscious dialogue with the images and feelings that arise from your unconscious. When a painful thought or dream surfaces, don't push it away. Instead, engage with it as if it were a visitor from a distant land. Ask questions, listen deeply, and allow the images to unfold naturally. Through this sacred conversation, the shadow reveals its truths and begins to integrate. Rituals rooted in ancient spirituality can also amplify this process. For example, journaling by candlelight at dusk, when the veil between conscious and unconscious is thinnest, creates a sacred container for your inner journey. Writing down your fears, frustrations, and dreams without censorship is like speaking directly to the soul. Another practical tool is breathwork and meditation. Deep, conscious breathing calms the nervous system and opens the portal to inner silence. In this silence, the veils of illusion start to dissolve, and you can witness the interplay of light and shadow with compassionate clarity. But beware the common pitfalls. Many seekers attempt to rush this integration, chasing quick fixes or surface-level positivity. True transformation requires patience and humility. There will be moments of discomfort, resistance, and even despair. These are the tests of the inner alchemist, signs that you are moving through the crucible of change. Remember, no one else can do this work for you. Jung's truth is a personal revelation, a secret path you must walk alone, even as it connects you deeply with the collective human experience. As you grow in this practice, something remarkable happens. You begin to respond to life's challenges not as a victim, but as a sovereign being. Criticism no longer wounds, but becomes a mirror reflecting your growth edges. Conflict ceases to terrify because you understand its role as a catalyst for transformation. You start living from a place of radical freedom, an inner sanctuary where neither external events nor other people can penetrate with harm. This is the esoteric secret Carl Jung whispers through time. The wound you feared was never truly inflicted by the outside world. It was always the gap within your self-awareness. When you close that gap by embracing your shadow fully, you become whole. And in wholeness, you become invincible. So take these ancient keys and open the door to your inner fortress. Step by step, day by day, let the journey from hurt to healing become your living testament. When you stand firm in this truth, you will discover that the ultimate freedom lies not in avoiding pain, but in mastering it, turning it at last into your greatest strength. As we draw the curtain on this journey through Carl Jung's timeless wisdom, pause to feel the weight and wonder of what you have uncovered. The path to invulnerability, the profound truth that nothing and nobody will ever hurt you again, is neither a myth nor a distant ideal. It is a living reality that awakens when you embrace the totality of your being, light and shadow alike. This ancient secret, whispered through the ages and veiled in symbolic language, invites you to reclaim your sovereignty. It teaches that the true source of hurt is not outside you, but within the hidden chambers of your unconscious. When those chambers are illuminated by conscious awareness, the pain dissolves, leaving behind only strength, freedom, and profound peace. You stand now at the threshold of a new kind of freedom, the freedom to face life unshaken, to encounter conflict without fear, and to meet your darkness with compassionate curiosity. This is the liberation Jung beckoned us toward. A liberation born not of external circumstances, but of inner mastery. Ask yourself, how might your life change if you truly believed that no one and nothing could wound your soul? What would it feel like to walk through the world untouched by fear, untouched by the chaos of others? This is the question that will keep you searching, evolving, and transforming. If this exploration stirred something deep within you, I invite you to dive further. Explore the hidden realms of your psyche, practice the sacred rituals, and embrace the shadow with open arms. Share your experiences, your insights, and your challenges in the comments below. Together, we can illuminate the path for those still wandering in darkness. Remember, the journey inward is the most courageous adventure you will ever undertake. And in that journey, you will find the eternal truth that has eluded so many. Nothing and nobody will ever hurt you again. Until next time, keep seeking, keep questioning, and above all, keep awakening.